Alright guys, let's continue our part 2 of Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Empty Pockets, the parody. I hate cauliflower and I will never choose this over broccoli. My enemy is already broccoli and cauliflower is their evil moldy brother version. Cauliflower, nastiness, dryness, flavorless. Roderick and I decided to continue our cereal eating tradition instead. Crunch. Raleigh didn't seem to mind. He gulped down 3 bowls of soup. He absolutely loved the soup. After the meal, I saw the vacuum in the family room. That just made me feel guilty not doing my chores. It's not really a concern for me because I really don't have that much homework. I've also had the entire weekend to do an easy task. I spent the rest of my evening watching cheesy home reality shows. Kelly, where's my hairdryer? Oh my god, where is it? Saturday. Riley called me in the morning saying that he was sick. It turns out he got stomach flu from the food he ate yesterday. Slurp, smack, grow. I asked Manny if he washed his hands when he was putting the vegetables. I do not remember, baby. Riley told me that I needed to finish the poster and the essay on the project. His mom gave me a half-written essay and I was down to work. I wasn't looking forward to this work, but luckily something else took up my time. Roderick wanted me to help him with the laundry machine. Roderick was stumped on how to use bleach in clothes. I told him to search it up. I hope that was the best suggestion, because if Roderick mixed bleach and ammonia, it would be destructive. Our standing once rumored that someone in our town mixed bleach and ammonia and placed it in his washing machine. This caused an outbreak of poisonous gases, and those people wearing gas masks had to come in and evacuate the house. Roderick dumped a designated amount of bleach and water and started the machine. I left the laundry room to work on my chores. I started with vacuuming in the family room, and it was pretty boring. I played the TV in the background. I saw plenty of ads of Twisted Wizard the next chapter. It's a pretty hyped up game that I'm looking forward to. Twisted Wizard. Then I heard a commotion in the laundry room. Scream! Roderick pulled all the clothes from the washer, and most of them were faded. All my cotton clothes didn't look like someone scrubbed the color off and didn't finish the job. It turns out Roderick was clueless about what clothes to put in the washer. At least not all my clothes were affected. At least I'm content about that. Only put bleach. I called Dad, who was at the grocery store. I told him what had happened with our laundry. Dad told me that he would examine the clothes, and if necessary, he would bring us to the mall to buy new clothes. An hour later, Dad parked his station wagon at the mall, and we piled out. I'm sure I mentioned this before, but I hate the time length of clothes shopping. Dad is a pretty mediocre shopper, so he usually finds the best deals for clothes and gets out of there. 60% off. Luckily, Dad asked me to watch for May at the play place. He needed me to keep an eye on him at all times. After 10 minutes, I soon regret babysitting Manny. Manny? Scoot, scoot. Manny always sneaks away, so I had to be right next to him or Dad will be mad for not being responsible. It was pretty awkward because you could only see me in the play place, because I was so tall. I looked like I was trying to cause trouble. At one point, Manny was throwing plastic balls at store windows. I managed to stop him before it was out of control. Boink. Later, I began to realize that my need to use the restroom was out of control. I rushed to the bathroom to relieve myself. I came out of the bathroom and I saw the video game store. I wanted to check out previews and teasers of the new Twisted Wizard game. I got a free pamphlet with the characters. The store had even life-size cardboard cutout statues of those virtual personas. I was tempted to buy one of them, but I didn't have any money. Plus, they were super expensive, like $35 for the cheapest one. The shop was also hosting a buy one get one free sale, so if I had ready money, I could have a Twisted Wizard army guarding my door from Roderick. I kind of got carried away, and by the time I got back, Dad was carrying a bag of clothes in a frown of disappointment. As punishment, he made me vacuum the rest of the house for the rest of my day. Monday. It turns out I didn't even need to check out the clothes Dad picked out. I knew it wouldn't be good, especially if Roderick was there giving suggestions, and he sure did play the cards right. I saw my options to wear a School is Fun shirt or a Dad and I Best Buddy shirt. I ended up going to school with my never used dress shirt because I would rather look like a nerd than actually admitting it on a cheesy piece of clothing that my dad picked out. School is fun. While I was eating my breakfast like any other person would do, Dad came down looking like he was awake for several hours. He said that I was recently being too much of a couch potato and he needed me more occupied in more activities. He showed me a school flyer to attend track and field. This is a great experience. Dad looked genuine about his advice, so I reluctantly agreed. Dad told me track and field is an athletic activity that includes running different distances, jumping, and throwing objects. The flyer said I had to attend an informational session today. Introducing track and field. Informational meet next Monday. Great activity and sport competition for students. I guess I'm not looking forward to the next months. I'm almost sure Dad made up his mind after I neglected Manny over the weekend. Men who reject the responsibility of thought and reason can only exist as parasites on the thinking of others. Ayn Rand. Shudder. At school, all the kids in the hallway were giving me strange looks with my dress shirt. During facts, Miss Alice continued our unit. She wanted us to look into different colleges in the future. That was just strange because I'm still half a decade until we graduate from high school. I feel like the teachers always emphasize college careers during middle school, but then when you're in high school, you're on your own. Roderick is about to graduate high school, and I don't think he's even filled up an application to any university. One of the actions to boost your chances to get into college is to get a recommendation from a teacher. Roderick had a hard time getting an approval. Dad was extremely strict on this, so Roderick managed to snag a letter from his math teacher. I thought the teacher recommendation for Roderick would have been vanilla and unoriginal, but it got personal, and when I found this letter on the kitchen table, it was quite entertaining. Dear College Application Committee, I'm Roderick Heffley's Algebra 2 high school educator. I offer my opinions about the student. He is a compelling worker with an interesting individual. In my defense, I don't really know him personally. He is a musician and he plays in local areas. I've heard him perform and the experience was, for a word, shocking. Roger does his work, occasionally. I guess he isn't into the math or any schoolwork, he is more into other activities. Therefore, he will doze off throughout the class period. The sleeping noises he creates disturbs the rest of the group. Also, I'm sometimes perplexed why he looks so avidly at an English textbook, considering this is a math class. Sometimes I actually wonder if he thinks he is an English class. He might turn the English thesis to me, and calls me Mrs. Kelly, his English teacher, which I take offense to that, because I'm a man. He accomplishes his task with some confusion, and he works at his own pace. However, he is motivated when the deadline is near, so pressure must be implemented on the student for him to succeed. Therefore, I close my statements for the student and is not open to any further questions regarding this individual. Sincerely, Mr. Brooks. When Dad read this, he was surprised at what Roderick was doing at school. You sleep at school? Sometimes. He just said that it was best not to submit this to any colleges because it might decrease the chances of him entering any college rather than to increase. Anyway, we were supposed to research on different colleges, like the acceptance rates and what you can major. I found this pretty boring, yet easy at the same time. I noticed that a lot of the community and small colleges make their names sound way more fancy than it actually is. This way they can boost their enrollments. The Harding College for elites. Undergrads 472, acceptance rate 74%. Roger got an email for the scholarship from the prestigious Academy of Paris. It's actually known as Prairie View College, Community College, that enrolls prestigious students with a 2.5 GPA. But the French name makes it sound much more respected. Prairie View College. Roger seemed to be fooled, and he thought he was a high-ranking student or something. Ever since that scholarship letter, Roger turns down other community colleges because he thinks he's too good for them. I only go to prestigious colleges. I was basically thinking about all of this college mayhem while working on this project. The rest of the day was pretty normal. Our school was kind of boring. Someone who sneezes in the class could be the highlight of my day. Achoo! Riley was still absent from the stomach flu, so I was still solo on the science project. After dismissal bell, I headed over to the gym where they were hosting the track and field informational meet. There were a lot of people, and I would say about 60% of the school was there. Coach Underwood briefly discussed about all the different events. Apparently, there's an event where you sprint 110 meters over upright metal fences called hurdles. That seemed like a short distance, so I didn't need to use that much strength. Coach Underwood also discussed the jumping events. You could complete by jumping over a pole or jumping the furthest distance. Mr. Elmwood also demonstrated the triple jump, which in my opinion looks like you sprained your ankle during your sprint. Another competition I would be fit for was throwing. All you have to do is throw weighted balls in a frisbee-like plate as far as you can. I don't think I would sweat from throwing, but based on the demonstration, it looks like you need a lot of upper body strength, which is something I didn't have. Doink. The long distance athletes look like sticks. I look like a preferred body type to run the 1600 meters or the 3200 meters. Although I don't think I would have the endurance to make it around a single lap. Cramp, cramp, cramp. Finally, Coach Underwood discussed about the last track event, relays. This is where you run a certain distance with a stick called a baton, and then you pass it off to the next individual. Some might call me lazy, but I think relays are strategic. Instead of competing in an entire race, you can only do a fourth of it. After instructions, Coach Underwood called each grade to grab flyers full of tracking information and a signature line for your parent to sign. I decided to do the 100-meter run, the 110-meter hurdles, and the 4x1 relays. Technically, I wouldn't even need to run the entire track. I knew Dad would be satisfied with my activities, while I would be content with executing it with the least amount of effort. Tuesday. I just remembered that I was totally behind the science project about chocolate that I was working with Raleigh. To be honest with you, I kind of forgot about it and procrastinated. In my defense, I was really getting hyped up of the new Twisted Wizard game. You really can't go anywhere without seeing an advertisement for this game. Seriously? A 15-second ad? Also, I thought we were ahead of schedule, but because of Raleigh's sickness, we started to slow down. Zzz. Right now, I finished a poster featuring all the pieces of the mouth-watering chocolate. I also completed the note cards for our presentation. However, I barely laid a finger on our research. Raleigh was on the computer nonstop when we were working together. He has all the information. I could get the research from him, but his mom told my dad that Raleigh's condition was getting better. He will be back at school around Thursday. That might be an issue because we're presenting on Thursday. Alright guys, so that's our part 2 of Diary of Wimpy Kid Empty Pockets. I'll see you guys later.